Hello everyone, welcome back to Old Dad's Modeling Mess. And in today's video, yes, I know, I lied. I said I wasn't going to do a what's in the box on this kit, but I absolutely love it so much, I have to. I mean, yeah, it's, to me, it's that good. It is my newest favorite T34 kit that's out there. And trust me, I love the Ryefield kit. That awesome kit. Loved it. It was great. But since I found these Airfix kits, I just, yeah, I absolutely love this thing. So, here we go. We will start with the instructions as usual. This is kit number 1361. And just like with all the others, it's got nice big diagrams so you can see what's going on with it and everything like that. And from what I have messed around with the King 34 back there, so far I have not ran into any issues that would be confusing or anything like that. So yeah, this is normal stuff, and it does have, you know, all the photo etch stuff in it, or at least most of it. And you get two different turrets. You get the 1945 World War II turret, and then you also get the Korean War 1950 turret with it. So your choice. So, and it's got all the stuff that's on there for it. And as usual, it's got the sprue diagrams, and then it's got the unused parts, and then, as always, they have the colored camo patterns, which really isn't camo, it's just green. So you just get to pick whichever ones you want. You can do the Russian version, or you can do the Czech version, which that's kind of cool. I might actually do this one up as the Czech version. So enough with that. Let's get to this. Okay, here we go. The bottom of it here, the hull, really good detail. I do like how the bolts and the stuff like that and the rivets are nice and proud. Absolutely love it when they have the hatches and covers and stuff like that on them, instead of just being a blank thing or having a big stamp from the company on there. The sides of it are really nice with the detailing and stuff. I can't remember if you can do like a workable suspension with this or not. I don't think you can, because of the shock tower or the shocks themselves. But you know, it could be made into it. So the detailing there on that hatch cover, that's like awesome. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it has both sets of fenders, so you can either have the round ones or you can have the squared off version. You got your saw there, you got your tracks for the front there, and your commander's cupola, the machine gun port, another commander's hatch there, I believe. I do like what they did here. They've got two different versions. You can put this one on, or you can use this one with the photo etch. So for those that are beginners and stuff like that, that don't have a lot of experience with photo etch, aren't stuck or forced just to use that one, they can just put this one on and be done with it. So that's absolutely an awesome way to handle that. It's got the ammo box, or storage boxes, whatever you want to call them. And I like how on here they've got the sides of it, so you got the handles and stuff on there. That's cool. And on here it's got not a whole lot of detail on them, but you can tell that there's the hinges and stuff like that. And you could add some little photo etch parts on there if you wanted to, just to make it look a a little bit better, but so far I'm absolutely in love with this kit. And here we go with the suspension and stuff. Yeah, see, with the springs here, I believe that when those go in, the suspension parts here, yes, they have the little peg in the back there. So one part goes in there and the other one goes on this here. Now, if this was replaced with an actual spring and some tube in there where it can compress, then you could actually have a working suspension. And that might be something that I do, because I do have, I believe, somewhere over here, I just don't know if they're big enough. Let me see. I do have springs, and they are big enough. I just don't know if I have enough now. So I'll have to check into that, but I could actually make that into a workable suspension, which would be really cool. The fuel tanks and stuff, it's got the ones on the rear. I'm not a big fan of putting those on there. And I was watching a video, because I know that on my Ryefield one that I did back there, the lighter colored one, when I put these together, I sanded the seams and all that, and come to find out, their fuel tanks actually had that seam on it. So when you put them together, you actually don't have to, unless you just do and I've done it before, do a really bad job on gluing it, and then you get a bunch of glue out there and stuff. The sides are basic, but you can fix that with a little bit of some, let's see here, a little bit of some 26 gauge wire. You can sand that down and put you on some handles there if you wanted to, or you could even find some photo etch stuff for that. This is the drive wheel here. Those have really good detail on them. I mean, those are really proud. You can't really hear it because there's, but yeah, those are really nice. The tow hooks there, they're a little bit small, but you know, it's not the biggest tank in the world. And then you got your fuel tank holders and straps on there. I normally like to leave one of them off, like I did here on the King 34. I'll leave one of the fuel tanks off, and then I'll just take some old photo etch, and then I'll just bend it and I'll slap it on there. So now it's got the straps that hold the tanks in there. I like doing that at least on one of the fuel tanks, just so it has it. Another thing too is you got this here, and this is a little flapper that goes in underneath this. So you can put those flaps in if you use this part with the photo etch, and you put them on an angle, and then you can see the flaps in there. The exhaust is kind of basic, but you know, I mean, there's not much that sticks out. I mean, in all honesty, I think there's only like that much of it that you see, so you can't really do a whole lot with that. These here, those really do good when you just weather them and put a little rusting on there and stuff, and some soot on the end down here. But yes, as I've said, I'm a huge T34 fanboy. So when I get a chance to, I always pick up T34 kits. And actually, I've gotten 3 of these already, and I'm working on that one there, and I am going to build them. Yeah, they're just that awesome. Before we get to that, here, let me do this here. We have our drive wheels. You get 5 of these little sprues here, and they're not bad looking. I mean, they have some pretty decent detail on them for, you know, just being little ones like that. Those are nice. Of course, you got your tracks here, which are Lincoln length, and if you notice here, they do have the whoop-de-doops and stuff like that, so that is awesome. It's not just a flat piece of track. And then you have these, a whole shitload of grab handles. I do not think that I will be adding all of those. I will put some on there, but I will be using wire for those. These little parts back here, I absolutely will use them. I tried on the Ryefield one to make the little wires, add a wire. It was just such a pain in the ass trying to get yeah, it was just, yeah, these here, a little bit of Tamiya extra thin, instant, done, good. Got your tow hooks, your hooks for your turret, stuff like that. There is a lot of detail. You got your ice cleats here, so that's good. And then let's get to the this stuff here. More parts of your hatches and stuff. Another commander's cupola. I can't remember which one it is. One is a taller one, and the other one is a shorter version. So the taller one, I believe, is the Korean War one. So yeah, this one here would be the World War II version, and then this is the Korean War version. So you got to make sure that when you put those on there, that you're putting the right one on the right turret, because other than that, you can mess that up. You got your covers here. Those are really nicely, super textured, and we're about to get into that. That is my most favorite part of this kit, is the texturing. This is absolutely badass. Look at the texture on that. You do not need to do any extra work. That is absolutely beautiful. I mean, it is just gorgeous. You've got it on the turret. You've got it on the bottom of the turret even. I mean, that's just awesome. You have it here on your cover, and then on your mantlet, of course, and then on these here. Now, this is the World War II version, and this here is the Korean War version. So far, the only thing that I've noticed that's different is these here. So that's where those come in, one there, one there. But I will always be building the World War II version. Yeah, that's me. Then you got your back cover. The one thing I will say, though, that I did notice is in the instructions here, and I don't know if anybody else has had this issue or not, you have an inner and an outer. And the only thing I can think of is they're doing it like this here. But when you look at it here in the book, you don't see those marks. So it makes you think, at least for me, at first, I thought that there were two parts to that. There were two of these. The outer part, which is this one, okay, and then there would be another piece that looks like this, but like this without these. So the only thing I can honestly think of is they just didn't add that in the instructions, and it's not said anywhere in here. Because if you go back here and you look at the things, you only have one. That's it. If you can even pause it in the video and look, there's only one of those. So that was kind of a little bit weird at first, but this one, the King 34, and this one here, when I was debagging it, I looked just to make sure that there wasn't an extra one somewhere else that I missed, maybe when I was putting that together. But no, it's just that one there. So if you do plan on adding the I think it's the rear fuel tanks, you'll have to drill these parts here out for the little hooks that hold it on there. So for me, I won't be doing that because, like I said, it'll want you to drill out these three holes here, and then scrape off those there off the top, you know, and flatten them down so the part can fit in the holes. But anyway, other than that, that's the only thing with this that is somewhat kind of confusing. But like I said, for me, I just, okay, it's just got to be that one, because, you know, there's no A4s. You only get this one sprue of A, so that's what it had to be. And we are getting to the last sprue here. And yes, there they are. There's the squared front fenders. The only thing I would like to have seen them do differently on this kit is they added the nice texturing to the machine gun thing here, but not very anything there. There's just a faint hint of some texturing, but they were both like that. I don't know if that's like something to do with like the mold release or whatever, and it just didn't get the good texturing on there, but you can texture those up and make it work really well. So that's what I did on the King 34 back there. But yes, this is, I like the fact that these here are separate and not molded in like these are. So you could get, you could scratch build your own that actually have screen in them like this here for photo etch. It's actually a really, really, really good kit. Like I said, this truly is my new favorite T34 kit that's out there. I did have somebody mention that the Mini Art is the best kit out there for T34s. I don't know. I haven't had one. I will be picking one up just because, you know, Mini Art, of course. And as always, anybody that knows, that's ever watched any of my videos, knows I'm a T34 fanboy. So yeah, if you're going to come at me with this is the best one out there, bet your ass I'm going to go out there and get it so I can see. So yeah, no, but right now I absolutely love this kit. Listen to that. That is just, yeah, awesome. Anyway, getting back to this is, I picked this kit up. I think I got 2 of these, and I got the Panther. I used the Panther and one of these for the King 34, and I think that these here, the T34s, were $15, and the Panther was $19, I believe, and it's from the same place that I got my kit haul from. I talked to him and I said, hey, I want this, this, and this, and I got all of it for $70, I think it was, with the shipping. And like I said, these guys actually use UPS for their shipping, so it's not snail mail or any of that stuff, which is a huge, huge win in my books. So yeah, there is that. And we will get to the end here. Sorry, I'm trying not to overdo the whole thing because, yeah, I'm T34 fanboy. The photo etch, there's not a lot. It's mainly just for the rear deck cover there. So that's, it's got the that, and then it's got 2 long ones, and then it's got the 6 little pieces that go up and down there, and then it's got the 2 long ones. So, you know, not a lot, but enough. It does make a difference. And then we have our markings here. We have our Soviet markings right here, which those are actually not bad. I do like those. And then we have the Czech markings, which I might do that. I might do it because, you know, I've got that one back there, and then I've got the King 34. So it might be kind of neat to throw on the Czech markings, considering, you know, they were actually made for them. So as always, guys, thank you for watching my video. If you do like this sort of stuff, please don't be afraid. Drop a like and a comment down below. If you're not already, consider subscribing. That helps the channel grow, helps me make decisions, better decisions to go buy more stuff. And it's free, except for the notification when I post new videos. Yeah, it doesn't cost you nothing. We have a Discord. The link is in the description down below. I can't state it enough, and I will say it until either I die or the channel ends. We have some absolutely amazing builders in there that make me look like a complete noob. It's worth joining the Discord just to come look at their stuff. I mean, it is just that badass. These guys are awesome, and just like subscribing, it's free, doesn't cost you nothing. Come in, hang out, BS with us, post pictures of your builds. Occasionally I post pictures of what I'm working on and stuff like that whenever I can, and let's have some fun. So until the next video, guys, I will see you later. Bye bye.